I am a 35-year-old female, and I'm the oldest of 5 children, 4 girls and 1 boy. My youngest sibling is a boy. I saw an alarming report on the news that my country statistically has the highest paternity fraud in the world. I was shocked by this, but then that really came close to home for me. Maybe there's a reason for this that doesn't fall on the woman entirely. Maybe social norm inadvertently encouraged this. From this part of the world where I'm from, having a male child is very important. It is customary for the value of a wife to significantly improve when she gives birth to a male child. They believe that a man without a male heir does not have a lineage and a future because he has no one to carry his name. When my mom got pregnant for the first time, she and my dad wanted it to be a boy. According to my mother, my father was so obsessed with the idea of having a first male child and to make my father happy, so it's only natural for her to want to have a male child badly. It became a common desire between them. My mother delivered and it was a girl. That was me. The year was 1985. When my dad came to my mother's labor room at the hospital, they say the first thing he said was, "We will try again. All is not lost." Instead of my dad investing his energy in taking care of me, he invested his energy in taking herbal drugs that would enhance the possibility of having a male child. 2 years later, my mom had another child, a girl. Again, my dad said, the next one better be a boy. A year and a half later, there was the next one, another girl. Word is my dad didn't go to see my mom where she was delivering. He sent a messenger to go and check if my mom gave birth to a human being or a girl. When the messenger came back, he told my dad, "Michael, your wife delivered another girl." That day, my dad went to the bar and got drunk till he couldn't find his way back home. It took strangers to help him walk home. As they were walking him home, he kept asking his helpers, "What can I do to have a male child? Or am I cursed?" For all the time my mother was in the hospital with the 3rd child, my dad never went there to visit until she came home. When my mom came home, they fought about it. My mom called my dad useless, and my dad responded, "It's your womb that's useless. A womb that can't bear a male child. That's a useless thing." From then on, their marriage suffered. They were mostly fighting. They could wake up at dawn and exchange insults. Then my mother got pregnant again. The pregnancy brought them newfound happiness. They teamed up again, doing everything to ensure that the child came out as a boy. My mom gave birth, another girl, 4 straight set of girls. I was then a little grown-up girl and witnessed some of the banter my parents exchanged. I have a dim memory of times when my mom would be carrying my sister in her arm while exchanging angry words with my dad. My mom decided enough was enough and was done with giving birth, but somehow she got pregnant again. It was that pregnancy my dad never bothered about because he knew for sure that it was going to be another girl. He didn't want to be emotionally invested and be disappointed in the end, so he stayed out of it and watched from behind the scene. When my mom delivered, he was at his fitting shop when the news got to him. This one is a boy. Word is that he dropped everything he was doing and ran to the hospital where my mom was. He was in his dirty working gear, so he wasn't allowed to enter. He ran back home, changed into something clean, and went back to the hospital. For the first time, my dad went to the cot, lifted the baby up, looked through his eyes and said, "This is what I've been waiting for. God, thank you for not shaming me in the midst of my enemies." Dad has a boy. Mom had her girls. That's how things were in the house. Everything that concerns the girls, Dad didn't care. He only cared for the need of the boy. While we went to a regular school, Dad sent the boy to an international school. When we were getting bullied and getting sacked for owing school fees, our brother was always in school feeling comfortable. When he started speaking English and we couldn't, my father boasted, "You see the importance of having a male child? Which of the girls can speak English as he does?" It was like that until we grew up. I have completed university and now working. My other sisters I also working after completing universities. Mom took care of us with the little she had. When she didn't have money, she sold what she had to ensure that we never lacked. While Dad paid for the upbringing of our brother, he treated us like we came from different father, while he gave his all to cater for the boy. The boy is still in school as we speak. He's a junior in college. Things are not as it used to be for our dad. It is us, the girls, who are combining resources to take care of our younger brother. Mom is always angry, especially when it comes to issues concerning my dad. It looked like she never forgave him for how he treated her in the past. I will tell her, it's in the past now. He's still our dad. He's all we have now. We can't throw him away. Mom lives with me and my husband. She babysits for us while we are at work. Recently, a man in our hometown died. He was a retired policeman. I remember that man very well while growing up. Whenever we did something bad, Mom would use this man to scare us. She would say, if you don't behave well, I will call Adam, the policeman, to come and catch you. The man's name was Adam. That's all I remember about him and his relationship with my mom. The day my mom received the news of his death, she cried like a baby. The whole day she didn't eat. I thought she was sick or getting sick, but she kept telling me, I am alright, I'm very fine. My husband said, maybe she misses her husband. We should let her go home for a while. When I told her, she said, it's better here. I'm not going anywhere. One evening, I was walking to the washroom to urinate when I heard a noise coming from her room. I stood there for a while listening to what was going on. She was on the phone talking to someone and crying. She said, so Adam couldn't wait for the truth to come out. Why did he do this to me? Now, who would I talk to about this? I stood there anxious to know what the truth was about. She said, my son would never know who his father is. That's what hurts me the most. My heart skipped a beat. My knees started getting weak. The policeman is the father of my brother? I wanted to go inside there and confront her about it, but I thought that would be too hard for her. She was already in a bad state. I went to the washroom, peed, and went back to my room. For the rest of the night, I couldn't sleep. I went back to the memories of my childhood days, trying to remember just one instant when my mom did something to suggest that she was friends with that policeman. I never had a single memory of them. They were not friends or people who even talked to each other. So how did it happen? I was waiting for her to tell me she was going to the funeral so I would ask her questions, but she never did. The day he was buried, she stayed home crying. Now I look at my brother and see a different man. His nose, his chin, his mannerism, they all tell a different story now. He's a clear copy of the dead policeman. This secret makes me sick sometimes. I wish I could ask my mom about it. I wish I could have a conversation with her and ask her why. I see her face each morning and I remember what she was talking about on the phone. I don't judge her. She's not the devil. But what if she's dying to share this secret with someone? Would I be the best person to share it with? And who was the person she was talking to that night? I don't know. Whoever she or he is, I salute him or her for being such a fortress where a secret can be kept for 20 years without anyone getting a hint of it. If there is a replica of him or her, I would love to have him or her as a friend. To my dad, what he doesn't know wouldn't kill him. I wouldn't say he deserved it, but whatever the case may be, my mom gave him his heart desire, and I hope it fills his heart with joy for the rest of his remaining life. I don't judge my mom, so I wouldn't judge him too.